Thank you, Sarah. The real estate market is shifting with more signs pointing to a buyer's market across the country. Whether you're planning to buy your first home or sell your current property, the Better Business Bureau says choosing the right real estate agent makes all the difference. Cameron Nakashima has got the details. He's from the Better Business Bureau. So Cameron, it's all about the real estate agent.
Yeah. Well, that's a big part of it. It's one of the largest financial decisions that most people are ever going to make is whether they buy or sell a piece of property. And a good real estate agent is going to have a big hand in negotiating better prices, avoiding costly mistakes, and just guiding you through what is usually a pretty complex legal and financial process. And so the thing that we see at Better Business Bureau is not all real estate agents, real estate businesses are going to give you the same treatment. They don't always have the same qualifications and the same level of trust. And we see this through a lot of the complaints that we get in that industry. People will say that there could be some misleading details about a listing. Maybe their agent ghosts them, or in a lot of cases, they'll just have a person that they're working with who's pushed them into a deal that maybe wasn't in their best interest, just so that that real estate business could get that commission, close out that deal more quickly. And so it's really important to make sure that you're working not just with that high school friend who contacts you and says, hey, I just got my real estate license, but to really do your homework and make sure you're working with somebody that you can trust.
Now, you mentioned trust, so not that person that says, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee, let's talk stories. So what are the important things that people should look for in a real estate agent?
Right. So here are BBB's top tips. The first one is start with trusted referrals. So it could be that friend from high school. It could be friends and family members, but you really want to have a good conversation about who they've worked with and who they would not recommend that you work with. But it doesn't stop there. What you also want to do is go look them up independently. You can use tools like bbb.org to find out what their reputation is, what their reviews, ratings, complaints, all that kind of stuff. Do that deeper dive before you commit to actually meeting up with that agent. Once you have your list of preliminary research done, the next thing is to interview multiple qualified candidates. So just like when you're going to go get a large project quoted, you want to make sure that you get 3 quotes or more. So choose 3 or more top candidates. Make sure you give yourself plenty of options so that you can make sure you find the right person who's going to be the best fit for you and your unique needs and price point. And then the third thing that we recommend is make sure you're asking knowledgeable questions. Talk to them during that interview process and find out how long they've been working in your market, what kinds of properties they typically work with, right? Is it residential? Is it a home? Is it apartments? Is it something more commercial that they really is their strength? And how many homes or properties have they dealt with in this last year? So those are all informed questions that you can be asking them just to get a feel for how involved and how up to speed they are on the current market.
So, Cameron, there's got to be what other priorities do people have to keep in mind when getting a real estate professional?
So I can't understate the importance of just doing your homework and doing really detailed homework. And it doesn't have to be something that takes a really long time. In most cases, finding out the information that you need to know, at least preliminarily, really only takes maybe 1 or 2 hours if you just set that timer, sit down and start doing it. So one thing that you really want to double check on is to find out the licensing and the credentials that the person that you're going to trust carries. Another thing is to read BBB's ratings and verified reviews for that business. Again, check their reputation, see if they're BBB accredited, what rating they have, and if they do have complaints, how do they handle those? Do they resolve them in good faith, or are they ignoring them or blowing off the people that they've worked with in the past? That's really important, is checking that responsiveness. And then also, one of the other things that you can do that it might take a little more time, but is really important, is get referrals and references from them and call those people who have been past clients to make sure that they really are good to work with. So those are a few things that we recommend.
All right, Cameron Nakashima from the Better Business Bureau. Referrals, it sounds very important. Thank you for all that advice. Thank you very much. All right, well, stick around. Coming up next, we're going to have a quick check on your morning traffic conditions. And just ahead, Brittany will have your full forecast right after the